Hello there, Mr. Kowalczyk back with another video for business math, and today we are in section 5-5, continuing to talk about savings account interest. And the type of interest we're looking at specifically is compound interest. Compound interest is a very interesting thing because what that means is that the interest is actually calculated more than once over the course of a year. And as that money is compounded and calculated, what's happening is that you're gaining more and more money, and it all just builds on top of each other. It's a wonderful thing. Well, for today, I'm going to go over the first problem from your homework, which is number 1, about a young man named Bill. You see, Bill has a savings account, and that savings account has a principal of $1,500. Once again, that's how much money he has in his bank account. Well, that bank account earns 5% interest, and there's something else I need to point out to you. It's compounded monthly. You see, this right here is very important, compounded monthly. Why? Well, because it's compounded monthly, we're going to come down here and use this box in a little bit. So please be aware of that as we're using these formulas. Well, the first things first. What is the amount in the account at the end of the first month? That's also known as the first period. So how much money does he have in the bank at the end of the first period? Well, if we're going to be doing this one properly, we're going to start off with step 1. Step 1 is right there. Once again, we're going to need the principal. The principal is that $1,500 that we see underlined in red. We're going to multiply that by the annual interest rate, which is that green number. And once again, it is 5%, but we've got to move the decimal over twice and turn it into 0.05. 0.05. All right? And then we're going to multiply it times the time element. Now, where do we get the time element from? Well, it's going to come from down here in this box. Right now, my cursor is surrounding it. We're going to use the number for monthly. Why? Because it says monthly up above. So that's 0.081233. So we've got our formula all set up, and now we are going to multiply it out. And we get a doozy of a number. Now, that is not the full answer. Why not? Well, because we need to convert that and make it look like money. And if you round it to making it look like money, you get $6.25. So that's how much money Bill has in his savings account at the end of the first month. And actually, I do need to preface that and say that that's actually not the full correct answer. I need to pull that back. I need to put that right here because I forgot I need to do step 2. That's right, I need to do step 2. I'm not done yet. So, we've got that all in there, but we're not done because we do have to do step 2. I apologize for rushing the gun on that, or jumping the gun. All right, here we go. Now we do step 2. In step 2, we take that principal from up above. That's $1,500, and now we're going to add it to that $6.25. And that will give us the final answer. You see, the number that I originally had typed up there was just the amount of interest that was earned. It wasn't the full dollar amount that Bill had in his savings account. You see, he started with $1,500 in the bank. But as a month went on, as the first period went on, he gained money. He gained $6.25. So that $1,500 jumped up. It went up a little bit. So that the new amount that he has in the bank is $1,506.25. Well, the cool part about compound interest, is that it just doesn't grow a little bit and then stay there. It keeps growing. It keeps growing. So that's why we're going to do letter B. What is the amount in the account at the end of the second month, also known as the second period? So if he leaves the money in there for 2 months, if he leaves it in there to grow for 2 months, how much money will he have in there? Well, that leads us to step 3. Step 3, we take the first period amount. By the way, that's the answer for A. We're going to take the answer that we got for May, and we're going to multiply it times that same annual interest rate. That same annual interest rate. And we're going to multiply it by that same time element. Now, if you look closely at step 3, it looks very, very, very similar to step number 1. The difference is the red number is not being used in step 3. Instead, we're using the answer from letter A. And multiplying this out, we get 6.27579. It's a long one again, folks. It's a long one. But once again, you have to round it to make it look like money. Uh-oh. Well, we can fix that. Let's put that right here. So it's 628. So once again, just as a reminder, step 3 is very similar to step 1. The big difference is instead of using 1500, we use 1506, which we got from up here. And the answers are really similar. This one was $6.25. This one went up by about 3 cents. So it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Well, we've done step 1, we've done step 2 and found the answer for A. We've done step 3, but we still need to do step 4. And in order to do step 4, we will need that $6.28, and we're going to add it to that first period amount again. So we're going to take that $1506.25 and add it to the $6.28. I'm using my calculator just to confirm and make sure that everything comes out all right. There we go. So we'll write that over here. All right. Now, so far we've used all of the formulas. The formulas have been helping us out pretty well. It's good stuff happening. But now it's time to find the answer for C. Let's read C carefully to ensure that we know what we're doing. What is the total amount for all of the compound interest for those 2 months? So what we're going to have to do is add up the interest. And you might be wondering to yourself, well, I saw the green underline means interest, right? Yeah, but what they're talking about is not percentages. They're talking about dollar amounts. You see right here, in step 1 we found some interest. And in step 3 we found some interest. So what we're going to do is we're going to add these 2 numbers up. Yes, there's not a formula for it, but that's what we do. We add those 2 dollar amounts up. Whoops. There we go. So let's do it. You can call this, if you want, step 5. And so what we are going to do is take 625 and add it to 628. And we get our final answer for C. 1253. Now, this might be a little bit more difficult than some of the other problems we've been doing so far in Chapter 5 with savings accounts. And if that's the case, please feel free to pause this video at any point, go back and review it, or if you have to, ask Mr. Kowalczyk questions. Thanks so much, and have a great day.